Hi, I'm Debbie. Today I've set a real challenge for myself. I'm going to show you how to make a cross pendant similar to this that I've done here in pink with some dichroic glass over the top. Now the challenge with creating crosses is trying to get everything even, and to begin with you've got the problem of cutting your glass evenly, which isn't too much of a problem, but cooking it. When your glass melts, or when it heats up in the microwave kiln, sometimes it heats up unevenly and it will heat part of the glass quicker than it will heat another part. And so you end up with a cross that is too short, or it's got little stubby arms on it, or it's got one stubby arm and one long one. So, as I say, it's a real challenge. So just bear with me on this, and whatever result we get, I'm going to show you, and we will work with it from there and maybe rebuild it or turn it into something else. But hopefully it'll all come out perfectly. So the cross that we're going to do today, we're going to use some white glass, because we've got plenty of that. Not much of that pink left, so we'll use white, and I'm going to use some dichroic glass here that is textured silver on clear. So we're just going to decorate it with that. I've got a full piece here, a 5x5 that we sell on our website, but I've also got some scraps here that we're going to use. So we'll put the full sheets aside at the moment, and let's try and design our cross. Now that's not too hard. What we have here is 4 pieces of white glass, and I'm going to choose one of those to be our long vertical piece of our cross. Pop on the glasses, and it might be a good idea to get our kiln base, which I've already prepared with 1.5 pieces of fusing paper, and we'll pop that piece down in the middle. Now for the arms of our cross, we could use that piece. It's quite long, it needs to be cut at least in half, and maybe a little bit of the length taken out of there. So I think we will use that piece, and we'll do exactly that. So we'll take our ruler now and we'll cut a little piece off the end, not too much, because we can always cut more off. Oops. The reason why that was slipping off is because I was on the shiny side of the glass. It's a lot easier to cut on the more textured side of your glass, and as you can see I didn't quite cut that straight. So I'm just going to have another go and straighten that up. Alright, let's have a look at that now. Okay. That looks alright. So I'm going to now just cut a little bit off that, and I'll turn that over so that I am cutting it on the textured side this time. So we'll pop that there. Now I bet you even heard the difference in the sound of me scoring that. It was a nice, good, solid score that time, because the glass scorer was able to sort of bite into that textured surface of the glass. Okay, so we get our running pliers now and go, oh, yes, perfect. So we've now got another nice little piece for another project. Alright, so let's pop that down there. Alright, that looks okay. Now time to do our decorations. So I'm going to take this little piece here, and on the non-dichroic side, when you are scoring textured glass, you really don't want to do it on the textured side. Nice score line through there, and let's see if we can break it. Can always be a little bit difficult with our textured dichroics because they are very thick. Okay, well, I actually wanted a nice rectangular piece out of that, and I didn't get it. Let's just cut that off there. Let's try in the other direction now. Certainly nothing wrong with our score line, but when we are cutting small pieces of our textured glass, it can be very hard because it will tend to follow the lines of the texture. That sounded a bit better. That was what I wanted. Okay, so now we just need to trim that off on the end there. Take off that uneven edge. Let's hope that we can. No, we can't. There we go. Alright, so I've now, just wants to run away from me. I've now got my piece of rectangular dichroic, and what I'm going to do is, okay, we could put that just in the middle, or what I'm thinking of doing is cutting it and putting it on each side of our cross. So yeah, I'm going to stay with my original thinking there. So we're now going to cut this rectangular piece in half, and I'm hoping that I definitely still get 2 rectangles out of this and not 2 triangles, which often happens. Perfect, there we go. Must have been a good cereal I ate for breakfast this morning. Alrighty, so we're going to pop this here. Now I'm going to put the dichroic side down because I think that will give quite a stunning effect. And I'm just using my tweezers because what I've actually got going on here is a little bit of a seesaw. And my fingers won't help the situation much at all. Okay, so I've got a little piece on each end, and it's very plain. Perhaps we should have something in the middle. What can we put in the middle? Maybe another piece of this. Have I got some here that I've cut out? Yep. And this time what I'll do, instead of putting it with the dichroic side down, I'm just going to pop that little random shape in the middle, and I'm going to put that dichroic side up instead, just so that we've got a bit of a difference in textures going on there. Right, so I'm happy with that, and I think we've got it positioned pretty well right. So the rest of it, so far, it's been a huge success. But we'll wait and see what happens when we cook it. A lot of it has got to do with my skill factor in cooking it. So we'll see how we go. Okay, so we're going to just pop it in the microwave. You see I cut off the corners of the fusing paper on this because they were just hanging over the edge, and I don't want my glass disturbed at all when I put the lid on. Okay. A real seesaw going on in there. So we're going to put that on for 2 minutes on high. Okay, so it's glowing nicely. Let's have another look. Whoa, fantastic. Okay, we actually don't want to cook that for too much longer because the top of it is heating up a lot quicker than the bottom. I'll put another 30 seconds on there. Okay, I'm thinking we'll stop it cooking now, which is about 10 seconds earlier, actually 8 seconds earlier than I expected. I can see that glow happening, and yes, it is definitely starting to change shape. So I'm going to take that out now. We'll have a good look at it before we put it away to cool down. And I take that lid off. Yes, it has very nicely melted in there. And it's still a reasonable shape. Let's turn that round again. It's still a reasonable shape. It's starting to, you become a little bit misshapen, but that's it's actually quite a nice piece. So we're going to pop it to the back here now and leave it to cool down for 30 minutes at least. Okay, so we're back here now with a cold kiln. We've had plenty of time for it to cool right down. So let's take off the lid and reveal our lovely little white cross. Interesting. It's slightly irregular, but actually that's not too bad. We've got one of our little arms here that is a bit bigger than the other one, but it's not too bad. So obviously what's happened is it's melted a lot more on this side. Okay, I think that's it's alright. It's not the best cross I've ever made, but as I said, they are quite a challenge, and you can see exactly what happens. What we could always do with this is that we could grind that piece off there and then refire that back in the kiln just to soften that, give it a bit of a glass polish on the edge. So we may do that at some stage. But for now, we're going to glue a bail on and we'll be able to wear it. So I've chosen for this piece a nice silver flat 5mm bail. So there is our lovely cross, and I think I will actually do a bit of work on that with my glass saw. I'll just grind off a little piece on that edge just to even it out there. So that's our cross project, and my bail keeps falling off because I keep waving this around in the air, so I'm going to pop it back down on there. And thank you for watching, and you can view more of our videos on our channel, and don't forget to subscribe so you can get regular updates.